Well, we're coming up to the end of November, and as you can see, we've got a lot of snow. It's -5 degrees Celsius today. It's actually nice and sunny. We have one big job, sort of last gardening job of the year, that we haven't done yet, and that's planting our garlic. Normally by this time, we're thinking of getting our garlic planted. In previous years, mid to end of November has kind of been perfect, but the snow is going to make this interesting. So fortunately for us, we live in Ontario, and all you have to do is wait a week and the weather will completely change. And later this coming week, we're supposed to get temperatures basically above zero again. So
+6.
+6. So hopefully some of the snow will disappear. So as you can see, we're not going to be planting the garlic today. We still do have a little bit of prep to do in the house before we can even get it in the ground. Well, we're basically almost exactly a week later from where we left you with all the snow, and we have a window coming up, but as you can see, we still have to process the garlic. Now this is fairly normal. We don't tend to take it off the stalks until we're ready to do the process, and we've already done our Siberian garlic up to this point. But we have to get our music garlic off the stalks, break up the cloves, and soak them tonight, because we're probably going to end up with a 2 or 3 hour window tomorrow afternoon where we're going to be able to plant this, because tonight it's -7 Celsius. Tomorrow afternoon it's supposed to be +7 Celsius. So most of our snow has melted, but not everything has melted off the patch where we want to plant this. So it's 9 o'clock at night. We've got to get going.
The wild part about this, as Chris is working away at getting them off the stalks, is we have been using the garlic all canning season and over the summer. Even though it was stored out in the barn, we just grabbed a bundle as we needed. You can see that's exactly how they were stored, hanging in the loft, just in their bundles. And this is incredible how much is still here.
So step one done. We have them all off the stalks. Got our Siberian there up in the top corner. And this is all the music. So now we've got to do some sorting. Figure out what we're going to keep for storage and what we're going to keep for planting. What does 500 cloves of garlic look like? That's what it looks like. Well, it's now midnight, so we are now Saturday morning technically, but our garlic's all processed. We have our Siberian garlic, 100 cloves that's going in the ground, our 500 cloves of music garlic that are going in the ground, and the music garlic that's going into storage for food. And we even have a little bit of Siberian garlic because this is one we're propagating. So all in all, not too bad. Well, it's a new day, and as we sort of mentioned last night, it's warmed up a lot, and you can see behind me our garden is pretty much snow-free. Before we plant garlic, we do have to pull out our sugar beets because they are occupying part of the space where the garlic's going to go this year. So we're going to do that first, and then we get into the measuring our rows and our spacing and planting our garlic.
Well, mission get the garlic planted is well underway. We have all hands on deck here. As you can see, James, Alex, everybody is working hard. It is 3:10 p.m. It gets dark at 4:45, so we're going to see if we can get these 600 cloves of garlic planted on this, what are we, November 27th day. Talk about cutting it close.
As you can see behind me, step one here is we're laying down our paths. So we've done this for quite a few years where it's essentially a hay baled width between the rows of garlic. And we lay the paths down first so that we can work up and down the row, and then we'll go back and we'll start putting the cloves in once we get these paths all laid out. So I'll check and show you what we've got done so far. So far we have 2 rows with some hay on them, or mostly have hay on them. Those will be our paths. We mulch our garlic quite heavy. I think we have a better video kind of showing it, but this is what we're working with this year. So that's kind of spans, I guess, 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of garlic so far.
Well, we have our setup here. All 6 rows are ready to go. And we've started planting the first one. And of course we realized we have an issue. After the melt today, this dirt is so wet. It's like working with packy clay. So of course the dibbler method did not work. So we've had to do trenches and cover as we go. So hopefully that's going to work well. We mulch heavily, so I don't think it'll be a problem that the dirt's been loosened up all the way around them. But it's not ideal, exactly. As Chris is saying as he's working away down there. Not ideal, but it's going to be what it's going to be for this year. So each one of these rows is getting 100 bulbs. And, well, it's 4:10, so hopefully we can get it done before dark comes. Dusk is coming, and I figured I better do an update to the video before it gets too dark to video. But we are over half planted, well underway. The kids are covering the second row there now. Chris is finishing up the third row. Fourth row half planted. Fifth row we've started to do the trenches, and we still have our row of Siberian to go. As you can hear, the animals are saying it's dinner time, but we are going to get this planted today, which is awesome. I will admit I was doubtful that it was going to happen, but it has, and that is fantastic because we were a little worried that we'd missed the bus on being able to plant our garlic when that foot of snow arrived. But the only downfall was now we're in the mud trying to plant it. So all in all, I think it's pretty good.